I drew myself, and now I can finally express myself like a regular So the Guest 66/Veronica update for Forsaken just came out, and since then, everyone has been complaining about the balancing, including me. So I'm using this as an opportunity to finally make a video on Forsaken in terms of balancing, so people can hear my great and brilliant ideas, because balancing in an asymmetrical horror game is really important. I wish I could stall for longer, but I don't really have anything to say, man. Builderman's moveset is just so boring and it's just uninteresting. He has like nothing except for his machines. How do you expect him to like survive in chase or do anything but gens? And I don't know about you guys, but I find gens a bit boring and repetitive, especially after the first 100th hour of playing this game. I've been playing this game for over 200 hours. Other support characters have interesting stuff, like Elliot can run fast and Taff doesn't have nerfed HP. Yet Builderman's awesome power is dying within the first 10 seconds of the match because he just placed a sentry down in front of a 1x. Builderman is basically just like a worse Taff, and yet he gets nerfed HP. And you can't really build a sentry in last man standing. So let's just give Builderman something. But the thing about Builderman is that there's not much to go off of other than the fact that he has a hammer that he can use to build this set. What if he used his hammer to hit the killer? I don't think that'd be fitting if Builderman became a sentinel. What if instead he had like a way to get out of jail free card, like a dodge? Introducing Builderman 2.0 Corey Edition. That's right, Builderman has a new third ability, which allows him to tuck and roll, dodging any attacks that are thrown his way, and he gets a little distance from it. I know some people are definitely gonna be like, but Spazber, this is unfair for the killers. What if it's Jason? I feel like Builderman deadharding everywhere is pretty fair, especially with like a, 30 or 40 second cooldown. I mean, my guy has nothing. Like, what is he supposed to do? For an asymmetrical horror, Forsaken has a fair share of characters with a lack of, fucking teamwork. I mean, you got Noob, who just sits on a gen and does nothing. And you got 007 and 7, who sits on a gen and does nothing. And then we have Builderman, who I just talked about, who builds machines and then sits on a gen and does nothing. Oh, a bunch of people just play these characters that don't really do much in terms of helping in chase or just surviving in chase, I guess. I see 007 and 7 as a wasted opportunity to playing a more useful character like Shaletsky, especially since most of the 007 and 7 mains I've seen just aren't good at the game, or they're just incredibly selfish and dance in a corner all game. But giving something to 007 and 7 would be pretty interesting, especially since he has the cool GUI, which can just do anything. Like, what if the clones exploded, slowing the killer down? Or maybe they did a gen for 007 and 7. Like when he's on a gen and uses the clone button, he gets off the gen invisible while the clone does the gen. And after 10 seconds of the clone being there, the clone automatically does one charge of the gen. I just created an awesome new feature 007 and 7 can do. Like, there could be anything. And I better see some suggestions in the comments, okay? You guys have an idea for what 007 and 7 could do? Leave in the comments, okay? And take notes, Forsaken dev team. I'm a real game designer. Dusek Duseki has a name that I have no idea how to pronounce. Also, he's like a bit weak in chase. Every Deus car main you see in game is usually just really good at the game anyway, but that's only a small species of Forsaken players who actually play Deseki Kok. So let's make him interesting and give him something. Back when I first played Forsaken, the good old days, actually they sucked. Anything pre-Noli update just was inferior to what we have now. Back then, Noob had only one charge for Slate Skin, and I'm thinking we do a similar thing with Dusakar but with invisibility. I mean, he already has Silenced Footsteps, so him being invisible for like, 5 seconds would be really cool. And the ability having one charge, it balances it out basically. So finally, Tucker will no longer die in the first 10 seconds of the match. Trigger warning, we're getting into some controversial territory. I've waited a very long time for this character release, and I am not disappointed in how she was designed. She is awesome in terms of her gameplay, and I'm not about to let people just ruin it. The problem with Veronica is that she's treated like a survivalist, even though I play her like a sentinel, which I think is the most healthier and ideal way to play her. Using bumper and ramming into the killer is so fun, and you get like battery from it, so you also just are able to heal yourself. So I think basing a moveset off of those features will make for Veronica more balanced and just better. And we can all just agree that Face should just be removed from the game entirely. It's just so unbalanced. Next, I think the only way Veronica should gain battery is by using Bumper, which will force Veronica mains to just run up to the killer instead of just spray painting and hiding and doing gens, which is what everyone is doing right now. This in turn makes Veronica more difficult to play, but it rewards altruistic players who are willing to take risks for their team, which is a standard that should be held by a bunch of characters. I'm not going to go into specifics for gameplay, like how fast should she be on her skateboard and how much stamina should be drained. That's up to, the people with data, the devs. I have two problems with Guest 666. One of them is hemorrhage. It's annoying and I don't like it, and it's a nitpick, so I don't think it needs to be patched. And the other one is their speed stacking, which is just unfair. I can't think of any other reason. It's just too much. Everything else is completely fine. Like, in my experience, Guest 666 hasn't been a real, hassle in terms of, balancing. The only thing that's annoying is just the speed, since they're always just catching up. The damage is very, forgiving, and I don't have anything else to say. It's just nerf the speed stacking. Oh yeah, and make them stunnable during Blood Hunt. Just, while it happens, just pause the timer. And now for the last and most important part of this video. We understand that we accidentally overpowered 6 with speed stacking, which makes them unfair in chase. To counter this, we decided to slightly increase their walk speed and nerf Noli's M1s. I should have seen this coming. As a Noli main, watching something that made him stand out be removed was a little disappointing, and I immediately went to just cry about it. And then after doing that, I got replies. A lot of them, in fact. I got a lot of mixed comments from people who played Noli a lot, like the higher level Noli mains, who said that the nerf was deserved because they thought that they were too powerful, and just nerfing the M1 gave the starters a chance, while the people who didn't specify what their skill level was at Noli said, damn, I can't hit anything, this sucks. So it made me think about this, and then I decided to play Noli and see how he is. I destroyed every match. Noli was designed to be a hard character because he's just so powerful. He has such insane map control. You see that? I just exploded a fucking chance. That was crazy. So there's obviously a huge skill gap with Noli, and his M1s are no different than John Doe's now, or Jason, or most killers for that matter. So I guess it's just, even though it's hard to say for me, I guess it's safe to say that this nerf was pretty deserved. And that's pretty much all I had planned for this video.